whatever happens in the realm of phenomena, that is a manifestation for mind, body, any kind of experience, a very powerful inquiry is simply, what is this? A thought occurs, an emotion arises, a physical sensation, some kind of, quote, worldly happening in your proximate environment. What is this, really? The very questioning, the knowing deep down that it is really like a dream, as the Buddha and other great wisdom sages and texts said. That is, whatever happens is passing. A new version of it might be reappearing in the next moment, but actually whatever happens vanishes in the next millisecond. So being transitory, it is actually insubstantial, like a dream. It's a construct in consciousness. So nothing has its own permanent thing-like fixed nature. It's all shifting. Dream, flowing water, forming, transforming, unforming, evaporating clouds in the vast, clear sky or spaciousness of what you are, which is this capacity to be the host for any and all kinds of experiences. That pristine capacity is pure awareness. It is absolutely divine spirit. It's not like matter or mind, or the processes of materiality and mentality. This which is the knower of the known, itself unknowable as an object. You, the real you, are so infinite, so immense, so prior to everything, so underneath, before and behind everything. You know, the Buddhist traditions talk a lot about emptiness, shunya or shunyata. That's the supreme adjective for the true nature, the Buddha nature. A better translation, incidentally, of shunya or shunyata is more like openness. But with all this talk of emptiness and openness, some people start feeling like, oh, yeah. I'm going to play the Twilight Zone music. But really, I submit for you that your reality, the host of whatever happens, is absolutely solid, unshakable, denser than the most massive diamond mountain range SUV. These big hulking beasts on the road. You are more solid than whatever appears in the realm of phenomena. Phenomena change, they're in flux. Again, transitory, impermanent, therefore insubstantial, therefore really, ultimately, dreamlike.
And this openness can never push away or clutch.
Exactly. Oh, when we really begin to inquire intuitively, that's what all deep mystical spirituality is. It's a profound, intuitive, purely intuitive, not psychic intuition. We're not into seeing beings or shapes or energies in other realms. That's still kind of a psychic processing or psychic perception. The word intuition in its purest and original sense means a wise knowing by being what you are, what everyone is, what everything truly is in its source nature. It's always prior, it's always immediate, direct nature. You can't make an object out of it, just like the fingertip cannot and need not try to touch itself. Spiritual aspirants get confused when there's language like knowing God or finding the self, self-knowledge. What do we know when we know the true self? It's not like any things known. right where you are, closer than the mind, closer than the brain, more immediate than the skull and jugular vein, as the Quran says, your spinal cord, more immediate, closer than close, is a reality, the reality, and it's a kind of reality that's not like what anyone or anything has led you to believe is real in the world of bodily happenings, mental, emotional, psychic happenings. That's all stuff. It's all foam off a wave which arises out of a depth of an ocean, a vast, vast ocean that you are. So our wisdom traditions, the intuitive, mystic, sagely traditions, the traditions of spiritual realization, true spiritual realization, not trying to realize something on the level of the body or the mind or the emotions or the psychic sense. True spiritual realization, which is realization of spirit. Jesus said, God is spirit. He must be worshipped in spirit and in truth. And worship is non-dual worship. It's being spirit. God knows God in and through what you are as awareness. That's God realization. A major, colossal, absolutely life-changing shift occurs. A shift from feeling like a limited me, separate from God, separate from him, her, you, it, them, separate from the world, separate from realization and separate from enlightenment. No, that whole me feeling separate from this and that and everything, including its own source, somehow evaporates, and there's this remarkable shift. You took yourself to be your fingernail, and then suddenly you take yourself not just to be the body, but the infinite. You took yourself to be a limited mind or a limited body, a limited viewpoint. And there's a shift back into your original nature, your prior nature, which knows that it is this openness, vastness, fullness, full of awareness, full of isness, aliveness, extraordinary peace, a natural, unconditional, uncontingent bliss, a wholeness that is true wellness, because it's immediately clear, directly subvious, self-evidently obvious, that we're not at all what we were led to believe we were by our own mind, our own karma, what our parents, grandparents, school teachers taught us, what the media taught us, which is all about you're a body, you're a mind, you're a successful person, unsuccessful, attractive, unattractive, healthy, unhealthy. That all has to do with the phenomena of body and mind. You are not that originally or fundamentally right now. So what are you right now? No past, no future, right now. Are you sensations arising? Perceptions based on those sensations? Emotional reactions or twinges? Are you the sense of limited me? All of these are arising. They weren't there in deep dreamless sleep. They're not there in deep trance, like samadhi, or in coma. So all of that stuff is contingent. It's not solid. It's not forever real. Not even consistently appearing through a 24-hour cycle. What are you right now? Always. And prior to and beyond the play of phenomena. What are We could say, who are you? And the old self-inquiry, who am I, from the Advaita Vedanta tradition in India, from the Chan and Zen traditions and so forth, they articulate that quite frequently. What I find more effective for a lot of folks is to ask, what am I, or what is this arising? Because the what am I awakens you to the suprapersonal. Who am I will still often feel, from many minds anyway, the way they've been conditioned by language, psycholinguistics, it'll still start seeming too personal. And then there's a whole big thing, are you enlightened or are you not enlightened? And you have persons bragging or boasting about how enlightened they are. This isn't impersonal, but it's not merely personal. It's what's prior to the personal, suprapersonal, source of all persons. That is your real nature. So to inquire, what am I, can often more effectively awaken folks from this hypnotic trance of, who am I? I'm me. And wow, I've been to India now, so many times, or I went and saw this or did that training, and now I'm enlightened. That's who I am, the enlightened one. The reality says, I am the clear light of all. It can say that through a human being, but it's obviously always, instantly, timelessly affirming that as the real truth of everyone. That's why one can't lord it over others. The truly enlightened are servants. They're humble, they're open and empty and fast. They don't identify around a position of me, the enlightened one, and then project and have these presumptions, you're not enlightened, you need me. That's the most insidious form of the dream. Sri Ramana Maharshi said, these beings that think they're enlightened, and they're not really, but they think they are, just because they're in a different, quote, state than the kind of states they used to be in, they've learned to kind of trigger or conjure up or maintain a certain kind of special state. He said they're the toughest nut to crack.